What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today is my favorite installation on any car, which is the full exhaust system upgrade. So this is my 2023 manual Toyota Supra. I already have the air intake, the charge pipe, and a high flow catted downpipe. But now it is time to complete the bolt-ons, complete the exhaust. And of course that means I'm going with the AWE exhaust system. Now I actually had this on my white Supra a couple years ago. I had a 2020 model year, of course automatic, but now with different setup, of course we have the updated engine, the different transmission, and that catted downpipe. It is gonna be super cool to see what this car sounds like. So this is the AWE, it's the resonated touring, that's what I'm going with, and we do carry this on our website. We carry a lot of AWE products, and I'm super pumped to be able to put this on the manual Supra. There are 3 different versions. You can get a track, you can also get the resonated touring, and then a non-resonated touring. So I'm going with the more conservative setup, but I know this makes an insane tone, so I'm so excited to go ahead and get it installed. Well, AWE certainly gets an A+ for packaging. Everything is in perfect shape. So this is our first pipe. It's gonna connect to the downpipe. We have our mufflers. These two make it the touring edition. And then these mid pipes are actually the resonated parts. If you go for the track version, you're gonna get resonated mid pipes with no mufflers. And then if you of course get the non-resonated touring, these are gonna be straight pipes. And then this is just a connection to that downpipe. And then under here, we have our 5-inch chrome tips. You can also get diamond black. And then we have all the hardware. And right on schedule, my assistant is here. Mike's gonna be joining to help me out, getting the Supra sounding insane. But with everything unboxed, it is time to remove the factory exhaust. Nobody likes a factory exhaust, so it is time to make the Supra sound amazing. So with that brace all done, next up, we just have a few hangers we're gonna want to remove. So if you can see, this is where the active valve is. Of course, you are gonna want to unplug that. And then the next hanger is right above that rubber. It's gonna be those 2 bolts. We have a matching one on the other side with those 2 bolts we're gonna remove. And then closer to the differential, you're gonna see one more hanger that you're going to remove as well. And from there, this entire exhaust is all one giant piece. So you're gonna wanna use a floor jack to hold the muffler. It's a little weird because it's so big, but that is how we're gonna get it out. So with all those hangers out and everything unplugged, the exhaust is freestanding, just connected by the downpipe. So we're gonna slowly lower this now. Pretty sure everything is disconnected. And then now we're gonna have to carefully wiggle this off of that downpipe.
Keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting. We're up. You got it? Let it go, let it go.
So with the stock exhaust off now, like I said, it's all one giant piece. So storing this will be interesting. Now from here, we're just gonna work on taking off these rubber hangers. It's a lot easier to unbolt them like you saw. And then from here, just use some channel locks and kind of just smush it off the edge and it'll end up sliding right off. So then we're gonna go ahead and work on removing the valve motor piece. So you just have 3 10mm bolts. All right, so then we're gonna just take this piece and it's just gonna get bolted onto this block off plate. Now the AWE kit doesn't utilize the valve anymore. However, with the Supra, you don't really need to have a valved exhaust because when you're in sport mode, the tuning is what does the significant amount of the sound. So this exhaust, really cool the way they've tuned it to where it doesn't even need to be an active system. So then we're just gonna take off this 1 bolt under the under tray right here and then go ahead and re-plug in the valve and the motor. And then we're gonna wanna take off the other bolt on this far side. And then we can easily tuck this in here. And then you're just gonna take one of these zip ties that comes with just to kind of secure it using one of the holes that's back in here. So now it is on to installing the new AWE exhaust. So first up, you're gonna have this little adapter that's gonna connect either your factory downpipe or an upgraded downpipe like what I have to the AWE kit. Really simple the way it's set up. You're just gonna slide this one on, nice and secure. The AWE logo is going to be on the bottom, so this is gonna sit like this underneath the car. And from here, we're just gonna go ahead and take the biggest clamp that you're gonna have with the kit, go ahead and get this one all installed using a 15 millimeter. We'll make it look nice and clean as well. So from here, we're just gonna line this up to the downpipe along with the bracket right there with that original bolt. All right, so next up we have some of these mid pipes that are just gonna slide on. The one with the hanger is gonna go on this passenger side. All right, so we're gonna take that hanger that we took off the stock one, just go ahead and slide it onto there. And then this is just gonna line back up where it was. And it doesn't really weigh that much, so it's pretty easy to get all set up. So with that side all squared away, on to the next one. And we're just gonna slide this into place. All right, so we're gonna work on assembling the muffler section. And you kinda gotta slowly piece it together as you line it up. So the mufflers are gonna sit like this, and we have this hardware piece with a really cool laser etching of AWE. But we're gonna go ahead and at least install this, so this is all one piece. And then we'll be a little bit easier, we'll be able to put everything up and then start slowly lining everything up as well. Alright, so that's our first rough fit. Those are almost centered, muffler's not hanging too crazy. So that's pretty good. And now from here, we're just gonna slowly tighten everything, make our adjustments, and should be able to get it nicely secured. So with those all tight, we're gonna take these circle pieces that the kit's gonna come with. These are actually going to help you align the exhaust and keep the rubber hanger from sliding off. So I'll at least put them on the far edges now, and that'll just help us line this all up. Alright, so after maybe 10 minutes or so, we started from the downpipe and slowly lined up the entire exhaust system. It's really not hard. We used a floor jack under the first pipe to make sure it was nice and level, then we tightened it from there. And then the floor jack holding the whole muffler assembly in roughly a level spot helped us get everything tight in the middle, and then we worked towards the back, and it looks pretty lined up. Now, I went with chrome exhaust tips. Even though normally I'd like blacked out items for the car like this, for some reason the chrome just pops, so I really like it. They are 5-inch tips, massive, and they look amazing in the bumper. And of course there is more adjustments in case that's not perfect. So from here, we just tighten it up with the supplied hardware, and we'll get these tips nice and squared away. And last but not least, this brace is gonna go back on, and you should have plenty of clearance as long as you aligned everything correctly. All right, so we are completely done installing the AWE resonated touring exhaust. It took us about 2 hours, so really not all too hard. Now let's get our first cold start. It'll just be the normal start, normal mode, but of course the cold start run. So it's gonna be pretty interesting now. Definitely good under cold start. Oh my gosh. All right, we'll let it cool down for a little bit. Oh, that tone is so good. All right, the car is now idling quiet after the cold start. Nice and toned down. So we're gonna do rev in normal mode and then sport mode because you are gonna still get different sounds. gosh, I forgot how good AWE is. Now, we have the AWE on the S3 as well. They're just so good. They're such like deep tones. They do something special. I don't know how they do it with European motors. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get the Supra on the ground, take it out for a spin, and see what it really sounds like. All right, so car's warming up. Just driving it slowly, I am so impressed. It is just so exotic sounding. A lot of people have been asking me in the last few months since I bought the car, what exhaust am I going with? Deep down, I always knew I was gonna go with AWE just because I remember my white Supra. It was such a unique tone. Literally something you can't explain. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I am not even in boost, just barely getting onto it. It sounds so much different than stock. And that's on normal mode. So if I go into sport mode and sport traction now, the tone is much louder already. Definitely a lot more gurgles and pops. Oh my gosh, this is an addicting sound. And recently when I filmed my friend's Supra, he had a catless downpipe with the non-resonated touring, and that was definitely a step up in tone. This right now is kind of as conservative as you can get for a full exhaust. Of course, the high flow cat flows insanely well, gives you more sound too. And then having the mufflers and the resonators. Oh my gosh. I am addicted to this already. Oh, it's popping like crazy. Let's see if we get a little bit of sound. AWE, you guys nailed it. I love this. And if we go into 6th gear normal mode at 55 miles an hour, there's no drone. It sounds pretty much stock. You can hear the tone of the exhaust, but it's nothing that you can't have a conversation with someone. There's no bass in your head, so no drone whatsoever. That's 2,000 RPM. God, it sounds so good. If we get up to 60, a little over 2,000 RPM. Yeah, nothing. No drone, completely relaxed. Wow. This is insane. All right, now we're kicking Mike out once again, and he's gonna film me ripping back and forth. This is addicting sounding. It sounds so good. All right, so we are back from our first test drive with the AWE Resonated Touring. I am so impressed. It just sounds perfect. It's not like some high-pitched noisy sound. It just sounds like a proper performance car. And the Supra is such a phenomenal car. It just craves a really good exhaust, and I'm loving it. It was exactly what I was going for. Fitment is spot on, as you would expect from AWE. Those chrome tips look so good. They fill out that bumper, and I like how you can see the muffler from it as well. And then later in the day, I was able to further adjust the exhaust by loosening one muffler at a time. I used the floor jack to lift the exhaust tip up towards the bumper and then just tightened everything back together. And now the fitment is spot on with how the tip fits inside the bumper. But that is definitely the exhaust to get. And of course, you can get the 3 different versions. So if you want it even louder, you can get one with no mufflers, or you can go with no resonators. And then with my high flow catted downpipe, I think it's a pretty good setup. And now it's basically full bolt on. So I'm excited to see, dive into the car the way it sits with stock tuning, and then dive into tuning and see what this car can do in the way it's sitting. So that is it then, installing the AWE exhaust on the Toyota Supra. I love rolling through the gears even more. Check out the link down below. You can order this. We have them on our website along with the downpipe. So if you want to get your car sounding good, check out the link down below. But that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, throw a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content. I'll see you all in the next video.